I'm Bharath from Zoho. I'm just switching on my fitness watch because anyway BP is high and I'm going to walk, so let me do some fitness in parallel as well. I'm Bharath. I will start with a thanks and a request. Thanks is for being here. You could have done 100 other things today. You could have been outside this room even after coming to Zoholix, but you chose to stay here. So sincere thanks for that. And I will ensure over the next 40 minutes, I will respect your time. That's the commitment from my side. Request is, I'm not a good presenter. I'm more a conversation person. So we'll keep it conversational, we'll keep it interactive. So whenever you feel like laughing, please do. When you feel like clapping, please do. When you feel like crying, don't do. Are we clear? Okay, we'll get started. So this is what I'm going to cover. From the morning, lot of conversations that we had have been borderline touching upon development, building, creation with AI and so on. So this session will be focused on the developer tools, the different apps, capabilities, platforms that we have. What is our vision? Why are we doing this? What's our approach? How are we going about it? And some learning that we got over time in terms of implementation. But before we start that, can I request all of you to scan this QR code? It wouldn't ask for any login. It wouldn't ask for any password. It will just access your bank account, that's all. Can we switch to the... Perfect. So you should be able to see this question. This is a dummy question. I know in the land of RCB, I shouldn't be asking this, but let's see. Usually I start my presentation with a joke on RCB. I am a CSK fan. This time the joke's on me, so I'll skip that. Okay, occasionally, good. If you're not scanned the QR code, you can still use that menti.com and type the code 49611721. Let's see how many votes we have. 150. No wonder RCB is doing well. I use a Zoho Developer product. Not I know a Zoho Developer product. There is a difference between knowing how to swim and actually swimming. The question is, I use a Zoho Developer product. Do you use one? It can be Flow, it can be Catalyst, it can be Creator. Do you use a Zoho Developer product? Okay, 150, so sort of 2:1. Oh, 200 responses. Thank you so much. What is the tech stack that you use in your organization other than Zoho? What are the other tech tools that you use in your organization? Could be SAP, could be Tally, could be Oracle, could be some Microsoft product. What are the tech products that you use in your organization? Oracle, SAP. So the boldness of the font is an indication of how many people have used that product. Looks like Microsoft, Tally, SAP are at the center. Yeah, there are HTML, Python. Please feel free to use any technology that you are using currently, AWS. Okay, looks like Microsoft, Tally, SAP, Java, Python. Perfect. I'll touch upon this. There is a bit of relevance to this question. I'll touch upon this. The next question is a bit of a max puzzle. You have 100 points. This is the last question. I know this is a tough one, so I will stop with this. You have 100 points. What is your biggest organizational technology challenge? Allocate the 100 points across these 5 parameters. You will see a +10 and -10. That's very easy. You click a +10, it means you're allocating 10 points to that. Is it security? I'm scared of technology because of security issues. Talent shortage. I have ideas. I don't have enough people to build. Is that the problem? Is it disconnected systems? I have so many tools. I don't even know what does what and who purchased those tools. Is that the problem? Disconnected systems. Yes, that's what I touched upon. IT adoption and budget constraints. I have rolled out tools. Nobody is using them. Adoption is a problem. Or is it budget constraints? Five more seconds. Looks like disconnected system is a major problem, not surprising. Security, budget, IT adoption. Okay, perfect. We'll switch to the presentation, please. What is our vision with developer tools? I'll connect to the questions as we progress. When you want to build, when you want to create, you would have 100 things that would come in your way to stop you from doing that. Our vision is to ensure that we empower you to build. You have the necessary tools to build anything that you want. It could be an application, it could be how you test the application, it could be how you integrate, and so on. But where we are trying to bring a difference in the Zoho's approach towards the developer capabilities is not just individual tools, but how do they work together? How are these tools connected to each other so that you are benefited? That's the vision that's driving us. Yes, there are different tools that have different maturity. Morning, Rajendran spoke about Creator with 17 years of experience and so on. So there are multiple tools that have evolved over time. RPA is a new product, QEngine is a 2-year-old product. But we are trying to see how all these pieces can fit in together so that it benefits our users. And one important aspect that is enabling us to build this mosaic to come together is AI. So I'll touch upon that as I go. So we'll look at the tools. How are we approaching the tools? Is anyone here celebrating your birthday today? Show of hands. Are you a developer, sir? Are you a developer? Have you built? You're using Zoho Creator. I'm really sorry. I'm looking for happy birthday, by the way. What's your name? Priyanshu. Happy birthday to Priyanshu. Thank you so much for coming here on your birthday. I'm looking for a non-developer. Anybody who has not built anything? I'm looking for a volunteer. A non-developer? Yes, please. Thank you. Please come forward. I'll tell you what has to be done. So I'm going to talk about how are we approaching the whole development ecosystem. This is the standard. I'm sure you would have seen this multiple times. Who are we? 100 million plus customers, 26, 27 years in existence, bootstrap, profitable, and so on. Can you take the podium, please? But I want to focus on this slide. There are 3 statements on the screen. 2 of them are true, 1 of it is lie. Let's see if we can spot the lie. Zoho runs its own data centers. Statement 1. Zoho has launched a browser, its own browser. Statement 2. Or statement 3. Zoho has launched a OS for laptops. How many of you want to take a guess? 3. Okay, how many of you think 2 is wrong? Okay, a few hands. How many of you think 1 is wrong? How many of you think, why are you asking us to answer? Okay, fine. Actually, 3 is wrong. Zoho runs its own data centers. A few hands went up. We run 15 data centers across the globe. Our solutions are primarily hosted on our own data center, which means we are not relying on other cloud hosting providers to run our application. We have our own browser. In our daily use, a lot of the demos that you saw, these are all powered by Ula, which is our own browser. Zoho has launched a OS is half wrong because we are getting there. Surya OS is something that we are working on and we should launch soon. Why am I focusing time on this slide and not on the previous slide? Is because this shows we are R&D focused. Our focus is more on engineering than sales and marketing. I am a marketer, but the number of times that Sridhar said marketing clutter, makes me feel bad. But the truth is, we are authentic in marketing. Whatever I am saying today, whatever I am presenting for the 40 minutes, none of it is what I don't believe in. No, that is Zoho's style. This R&D focus has helped us to build these development capabilities. Or in simple terms, we know how to build. We have been building with a heavy R&D focus, and whatever we have learned, we are passing it to all of you, to our customers. So we want to ensure the tools, what we provide, are customizable, they are integrated, there is a solution focus. You shouldn't know what product you are using. It should be what problem am I solving with Zoho. Lot of art of living conversations. I was constantly observing, ma'am was using Zoho helped us, Zoho helped us. It was not like Zoho Books helped us or Zoho Creator helped us. That solution focus. I should forget what product it is. I should be happy that Zoho is solving this problem for me. How do we make that, how do we enable that for our users? And the most important of all, how do we increase adoption, which ranked number 3 in the survey? That is our approach. In line with that approach, you will see that a lot of our apps, our standalone apps, having platform capabilities. Our CEO Manivembu touched upon it in the morning. where you use a books, you use a CRM, it comes with its own widget building capabilities, its extension capabilities, so that you derive maximum power from these applications. In addition to that, what are the other things that we do? I want to talk about RCB's IPL win this year. One very interesting stat that caught my attention was, this time, 9 different players in RCB team won the Man of the Match award for different games. The second best that has ever happened in the history of RCB is 5, that also once. Every other time, it's either 2 or 3. Which means so many people came together as a team and contributed to the victory of RCB. The same thing is applicable in our organizations also. What do we mean by so many people coming together? We are not expecting 11 people to play as Virat Kohli. Each one has their own style, each one has their own uniqueness. How are your tools empowering everybody to build, respecting that uniqueness? One of those, for example, the first app that I'm going to talk about is Creator. A low-code platform, drag and drop, visual interface, AI assistance. Morning you saw the demo of the AI capabilities in Creator. Across devices, cross-device capability is also possible. So anybody, it could be an IT person, it could be a tech person, it could be a marketer, it could be a legal person, it could be a salesperson. I have a problem. Can I build a solution to my problem? Can I build an application to my problem? Can we empower different personas, different people to come together as a team and solve the problem? That's what Creator does. So what I thought of is, can we switch to my laptop, please? Can I have your name? Mansoor. Instead of me doing a demo, we are going to request someone who has never built anything to do a demo. It helps in 2 things. One, I am not worried. Second, thank you, Mansoor. Mansoor, what does your business do?
So we are actually a manufacturing sector. We manufacture chargers and harnesses for EV.
Okay.
Yeah, we're based out in Bangalore itself, and basically the reason for me being here is we wanted to look for a systematic software that can help us to drive our system entirely, from the project's initial stages to the end of it.
Got it, Mansoor. I will look at if I have something for Mansoor. Okay, I have a procurement solution, Mansoor. Do you think this will work for you? A manufacturing solution organization, you would expect a procurement application, right? Okay, let's try this. Mansoor, do you want to tell the audience if you and I are friends? Are you and I friends? Do I know you from before?
No, we don't.
Okay. And after this session, you would not want to be friends with me, right?
Okay, I hope that's not true.
Okay, Mansoor, is it visible at the end? Okay, perfect. Mansoor, because of time, I have typed this myself. I am looking for a procurement app with different use cases, a purchase request, a purchase order, a vendor management, a payment application, etc. You have never built an application. Can you build this application for us? I'll help you. Can you just click the Start Building button? So it's a detailed prompt. So I helped Mansoor to build the prompt, and he's just requesting the system to build this application. The system is starting up. It is telling us these are the modules that you would need. You would need a user management module, you would need a product catalog module, you will need a purchase request submission, vendor code management. You're going to pay folks, so there'll be a payment request module as well. And this is how the data schema will look. There'll be 10 different tables. This is how the tables will get connected to each other. Mansoor, if you want to add a custom solution, you can add, but we'll click Create Application. For want of time, I'm sorry. So the system is now building the components. It is building a form to collect data. It is building reports where you can visualize data, dashboards where you have personalized info, an overall application layout. What will be the menu, what will be the theme, all of that is getting built. And all of it is happening as we see it. The system is building the application as we see it. This is a procurement solution for which the system is building these application components. Then the solution would need different personas. There'll be a vendor, there'll be a supplier, there'll be a requester, there'll be an approver, there'll be a finance head. So the system is understanding that my request is a purchase request process, for which what are the different personas that are required, that is getting created. Blueprints and workflows are where the magic happens. You know that the process involved in a purchase request process is someone raises a request, a manager approves, it goes to the finance team, then it goes to the vendor supplies, then the finance team makes the payment. This is the logical flow that happens. The system is automatically generating that logical flow. The system is understanding that for this purchase request process, these are the different steps that will get involved. And the system is now saying, hey, I'm ready. Do you want to click create application, Mansoor? Access. The application is ready. In Prestige, thank you, Mansoor. I think I will take it up from here. Thank you so much. You are a great sport. In the movie Prestige, Christian Bale says, wait for the right time to clap. Let's see if I can show you something where you will clap again. So Mansoor has built a web application. Now I want to build a mobile application. How much time do you think that will take to build a mobile application? Guess? One day? Someone said one day? Few minutes? That's being unrealistic. Okay, let me try. Let me open QuickTime. I'll connect my mobile. My mobile is now connected. I am opening the Zoho Creator app. July 14th is today. Procurement management application that Mansoor created now is available on mobile. Without any single effort, no additional line of code, you can build an iOS app, you can build an Android app, you can use it as a container app, you can rebrand it and use it as your own mobile app. This is when you clap. Because I don't have anything else after this, so that's this. Let's go back to the presentation, please. So is this what is possible? Sridhar beautifully touched upon this. Does this mean that creator or AI is building your app? No. AI is helping you get started easily. After that, there is human intervention, where you edit it, you customize it. You want deluge optimization, that is possible. So that is the fundamental principle that we are going with. We are making it easy for you to get started with. After which, you can bring in your flavor. That is where AI will come in. The other end of the spectrum, what we showed now is not, let's be honest, it's not an app that I will use in my organization. I will start with that, I will edit it, I will customize it, and then I will deploy. But what is the other end of the spectrum? Legacy modernization. You could be using, for different reasons, an SAP, an Oracle, different solutions. Again, morning we touched upon this, right? There was in a Q&A, this question came. Where what Creator does beautifully is, you continue to use your SAP. You don't have to tamper with your SAP. Industry calls this core clean. Your core can be clean core. You don't have to tamper with it. But you can push and pull data from your existing systems and build additional components on top of it using Creator. So that way your overall IT maturity, your digital maturity is increased. You are still using your legacy systems for whatever purpose they serve you, but your overall IT maturity increases. So that's the other end of the spectrum that Creator brings to the table. Again, when we spoke about RCB and empowering everyone, low code is one way to empower different people. What if I am a pro code person? What if I like to code? How do I start to use the Zoho ecosystem? Which is where this beautiful product called Catalyst comes into place. This is a proper pro code offering, focuses on serverless, a full stack approach, where, like I touched upon earlier, we have built over years, whatever we have learned over years, we call them microservices, we are offering them to our customers so that you can apply those in your organizations. That's the beauty that Catalyst brings. Couple of interesting updates that Catalyst is rolling out as we speak. One is the Slate AA code gen, where whatever I showed as a demo now of Creator is the predominantly the backend along with forms and reports. What if you want to create beautiful front end for your applications, where you just prompt, you use any AI model that you want, and at a click of a button, you can get beautiful functional UIs. That is what Slate AI CodeGen does for us. So this is slightly technical. I understood this only yesterday. So the good thing is I'm going to put it in as simple terms as possible so that all of us can understand this. Whenever you want to build something, whenever you want to build a project, let's say the use case here is someone is building a website, a project plan with the details of the user, you would need so much backend support in terms of the files, the configuration, where you host. This will take humongous effort. But here, you're just prompting the system that I am looking for a personal portal on which my capabilities, my projects will be listed, and there'll be a contact me form, and users can use this. So whatever you are seeing now, the config files that are getting created is auto-generated by the system. The system is understanding that for this use case, I would need a contact me file. I would need multiple folders that I would need for this to happen. Then I look at a preview. This looks fine to me. My projects are listed there. My contact information is listed there. But this looks a little cluttered because so many of my projects are listed there. What if I just want to add a filter? I just want to say, if the user wants to filter based on my expertise, I want to add that in the same portal. So I'm just, again, requesting the system. The system is now editing what it already built. Slate is now editing what it already built and saying, OK, for now, I need to look at the different expertise that the user will have, and I need to create those filters so that if the user is looking for Stripe or Tailwind CSS, they can click that, and those projects alone will be listed there. So not just creation, even customization is possible easily through Slate's UA creation, AI creation. This is a very, very powerful capability. Developers out there who have broken their head for getting these things done, putting them, organizing them, and then testing and deploying, will see immense value in how Catalyst makes the whole process easier. Custom runtimes is another beautiful use case that we are rolling out now. You are not tied to, let's say earlier, we were supporting specific languages. So let's say Python, Node.js, etc. Now, you can bring your own runtime. Whatever tools that you are using, you can bring your own capabilities, and there is also a Docker image that is supported now, which at a high level basically means that you're not tied to what the platform capabilities are listed as an overarching umbrella, but you can, it offers immense flexibility to the developers to bring their own capabilities into the ecosystem and get projects up and running in the Catalyst ecosystem. So this is a very powerful, partners I'm sure will find this much valuable. This is a very powerful use case as well. Okay, you had multiple ideas, you built multiple applications. What actually happens after that is you will have islands, applications that don't talk to each other. The disparate systems, which came as number 2 in the voting, which is what is the reality that happens in organizations. How do we avoid that? Zoho Flow. If you are using 2 applications in your organization where there is one field that is common, just close your eyes and adopt any integration tool. It could be Zapier, it could be make.com, it could be Flow, which is fine. If you adopt Flow, I'll be happy. But start to bring your systems together when you buy your second system. Because at some point when you have multiple systems, you would end up doing a lot of integration work than actual work. My school professor used to say that integration is very important in life. He was talking about differentiation integration, but even today, this integration is bothering me. I'm sure it is bothering you as well, right? Again, inside Flow, 1,000+ connectors, you can push and pull data from different systems is possible. From an AI capability point of view also, you just prompt the system that I want to build a workflow where when a Zoho ticket, a desk ticket is received, I want to create an update in projects. I may want to create an entry in CRM, and I want to send a Slack message to my CEO. You're using multiple systems here. Some of them are Zoho systems, some of them are non-Zoho tools, but a beautiful orchestration of all of these put together is what Zoho Flow brings to the table. Definitely, if you are using multiple applications where there is common data, please consider an integration solution. The next aspect you built. Now, what is the benefit of all of this, right? From morning, again, you have been hearing this term time. it takes time, etc. This is my personal belief. That in which you invest time grows. If you want to become fit, spend time in the gym. If you want to be a better developer, spend time coding. You need time to do things that will make you better. Even relationship. If I want to be a good father, I have to spend time with my kid. Now, in the organizations, typically when multiple applications and multiple processes are happening, you would be stuck in doing manual repetitive tasks. How do you avoid that so that you get time at hand? That is what Zoho RPA does to you. Any manual process, any repetitive process, rule-based processes that you have, if you want to automate that, that is what Zoho RPA will do. I'll again play a GIF here and then talk about the difference between Flow and RPA. But here you will see a code generation that's happening. It's self-explanatory. RPA engine, the organization user is requesting for some material. RPA engine is understanding those requirements. It is going to different websites, supplier websites, collecting that information. A pen costs 5 rupees in supplier A. A pencil costs 5 rupees in supplier B. Gets that information, populates that in an Excel sheet. Let's see how it does that while I take a water break. The system is automatically going to different websites, supplier websites. And it is collecting that information and automatically populating it. The vendor information could be listed in different ways. It could be a table, it could be a chart, it could be an image. But the system beautifully understands that, collects that information and puts it in one place. So you know that for this tool, these are the different vendors, and this is the cost of different vendors. So when you automate manual processes like that, you will have enough time in hand to focus on other important things. Otherwise, you will end up like me, trying to open a bottle manually and failing miserably at it. Next, we'll run a little faster here. What is the most important part in a car that helps you go fast? Accelerator? Brake? Who's that person who said brake? Thank you so much. Either you have been in my previous year presentation, or you got full marks for class participation. I believe, could be very controversial opinion or unpopular opinion, you will accelerate only when you know that your brake will work when you want it, right? If you're not sure of your brake, you will not cross certain speed. I think development and testing is seen like that. It is typically understood that developers build and testers' job is to go crack or find problems in tools. But I strongly believe good testing actually helps you in getting confidence in what you build, and it gives you confidence in rolling out to your organization, to your customers and others. Because you know that I have done proper testing and I can accelerate. The brake has worked properly for me, now I will accelerate. This is what QEngine brings to the table. When you are rolling out multiple applications, so we saw Creator, Catalyst, where you build, then Flow will integrate, RPA will bring advanced automation. Oh, sorry, I missed that part. The difference between Flow and RPA is when the tools are structured, when there is API support, you go for Flow. But when you want to do, when the data is unstructured, when let's say the vendor is giving you a PDF from which you can't extract information easily and so on, you use RPA. So you have done advanced automation, but before you roll out, you would want to test, which is what QEngine brings to the table. Again, from an AI point of view, the number one concern or challenge that users have with respect to testing is creating the right use cases. It could be a simple form in a website that says name, phone number, email ID. But the amount of testing that needs to go behind it, different devices, different input, a number value in a text place, a text value in a number place, when you see it from a mobile, when you see it on a browser, when you see it on an app, testing takes so much time if it has to be done comprehensively, and test case generation is the number one pain point in that, so that you don't miss out on important use cases and you properly document that and get that executed, which is what QEngine brings to the table. Through AI, for your requirement, the system generates hundreds of relevant use cases. Once the use cases are ready, you have to do the testing once and record it. The system will learn it and repeat the test plan as many times as you want. Let's say you have done a comprehensive testing of your solution, the system, test case generation. You've done comprehensive test case generation. Once you record the testing process and feed that to QEngine, from the next time, any change that you make, you can just execute the test plan and all the, let's say, hundreds of test cases will get executed on its own without you have to manually having to repeat it. This is very relevant even from a Zoho ecosystem point of view. It could be your CRM, it could be a creator application. When you want to test comprehensively, QEngine will be your partner. As I said, multiple devices, multiple versions, OS, all of those is possible inside QEngine. Apptics is where you measure, you build, you consumed, and you want to see who's actually using your applications well. You want to understand what is the impact of the applications that I rolled out, which is where for mobile analytics, Apptics come to the play. It could be web, desktop apps also, and you can see that which of your apps are being consumed. Inside your app, which of the modules are being consumed. Where does the user exit your application? Where does the user spend more time on your application? What is the aspect in my application that I need to improve? All of that from the backend, Apptics will give you those insights. So that's the power. I think I will summarize this section. I will take 4 more minutes for now. This is not about the individual tools. Currently, yes, we have scope to improve this, but our vision and the direction that we are taking is, how can we bring all these things together so that it is not about the tool, it's about how they work together. It could be building on a creator, tested on a QEngine, integrated with the flow and a beautiful front end through a catalyst. How do we ensure that these things seamlessly work with each other is the direction that we are taking. Implementation playbook, I will keep it short. I would request this. All of us are busy. All of us have 100 things to do in our daily life. When you go back from Zoholics, if you are taking one actionable item from this, I would request from the developer session is, if you see any of the 3 in your organization, either paper for something, email for some approval process, or an Excel coordination for some coordination again, look at using a developer tool. It could be Creator, it could be Catalyst, it could be Flow to integrate things, but that is the sweet spot for you to start. It could be a simple visitor management. Someone who comes to your office, are they writing their information in a paper? Maybe that is a good starting point for you to build something and start the digitization effort. So that's starting at low risk, high value effort, and then that becomes a departmental sort of a use case, and then scales to enterprise. The most important aspects I would say is you giving the space for the people in your organization to make mistakes. Once that happens, once they realize that the system is strong enough to adapt to those mistakes, and once they have your confidence, you will see adoption of these developer tools skyrocketing in your organization. So start small, paper, Excel, email, look at scaling that to a department use case, then look at evangelist, citizen developer, center of excellences in your organization to make it an organizational-wide transformation. That's the suggestion that I would have. What is the final takeaway? I would say this. I shared the same story last year. Unfortunately, I didn't travel anywhere else, so I'm going to say the same story again. That's my son, 11 years old, Keshav. We went to US for a personal travel. This is the Statue of Liberty. And he was asking the tour guide, what is the height of Statue of Liberty? The tour guide answered something, I think 300 feet if I remember right. And then she went on to say, it doesn't matter how tall the Statue of Liberty stands, it matters what it stands for. It stands for innovation, it stands for welcoming everyone, it stands for inclusivity, and so on. So what matters is not how tall it stands, but what it stands for. I would apply that to the developer tools as well. You could have seen hundreds of features. Some of those could have excited you. Some of AI capabilities would have excited you. But at any point of time, if you have a need in your organization where you want to solve a problem, if you want to create a solution, that creation is what we empower, and you can trust us for this. Thank you so much for your time. It's a pleasure, and good luck.